Hi, I'm Abigail from Homesteading Family, and today you will be learning how to make the granola that I grew up with. Let's get rolling. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day because it basically fuels your entire day. However, some mornings can be pretty crazy and hectic, and it can be really hard to make a good breakfast from scratch. That's why this granola recipe is the perfect solution. It's an easy make ahead, it's absolutely delicious, and it is ready to eat whenever you are. For this recipe, we are going to be using minimal refined sugar, instead using mostly natural honey for sweetness. I'm also going to show you how and why we roll our own oats, although pre-rolled oats from the store is a perfectly acceptable option. So oats that have been rolled at home have been processed less, which means that they retain more of their natural vitamins like vitamin E and some B vitamins, which are great to support your energy and metabolism. They also contain some antioxidants, which are great for heart health and reducing inflammation. Store-bought rolled oats have been steamed and toasted so that they last longer, which means it may reduce some of those heat-sensitive nutrients, but both have fiber and beta-gluten, and which is good for heart health and digestion, so whichever option you choose, you're still going to be making a wholesome meal. For a sweetener in the granola, we are using the infused honey I made in the video last week, but instead of using herbs, just think nutmeg or cinnamon. If you want to check out that video, the link is in the description below. Okay, so to make the granola, first off, preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. As for the ingredients and supplies you need, this is what you need. We are starting with 4 cups of freshly ground oats, 1 cup of raisins or dried cranberries, a quarter cup of brown sugar, half a cup of butter, a cup of chopped pecans, a quarter cup of our spiced honey, 1/8 of a teaspoon of allspice, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. For the supplies, we have our bowl to make the granola in, a cookie sheet to bake the granola in, and then I also have right here just a saucepan to melt the liquids. Alright, so let's get started with actually making the granola. First things first, we're going to take all the dry ingredients and just mix them all together in our bowl, starting with the oats. Alright, we are just going to mix this up. The dried fruit we are going to save until after we bake the granola, so we're just going to set that off to the side until we need it. Just make sure this gets all mixed up. This is one of my favorite granola recipes. Okay, so now that we have the dry ingredients mixed, the second step is going to be to melt the butter and honey together in the saucepan. This creates a sauce that we are just going to pour right over the dry mix. Now that we have the honey in there, we are just going to melt this on the stove. Go. Now that these have completely melted and mixed together, we are just going to take this mixture and drizzle it drizzle it right over our bowl of dry ingredients. Make sure you get it all the way mixed in so that all of the dry ingredients are coated with the honey and butter. All right, this is all mixed in. So now we are just going to evenly pour it onto the baking sheet. Make sure you get it evenly coated. Okay, to bake it, it needs to cook for a total time of 20 minutes. So you're just going to stick it in the oven and set a 10-minute timer, and after about 10 minutes, come back, stir it real well, and then stick it back in the oven for another 10 minutes. You'll know it's done after, about 20 minutes, but also if it's starting to look nice and golden brown. All right, I'm going to go bake mine. All right, once your granola has finished baking, you're just going to put it in a glass bowl to cool. It smells really good right now. All right, we got it all in there. Now you can add in the dried fruit. Make sure you get it all mixed in. After this cools, we are just going to store it in a couple sealed jars. This will store in an airtight container on a shelf for up to 5 days, but you can freeze it for 2 months as well. And there we go, we're just gonna let it cool now. Okay, so our granola is done and we are ready to test it. And I have my 2 helpers. I have Rebecca.
Hi.
And Nathaniel. Can you say hi?
Hi.
And Rebecca, could you pour a little bit of granola in the bowl for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and we're just gonna see how much they like it. Here you go. Good job. Okay, we're gonna put a little milk in. Okay.
Okay.
Now you both get to test some, okay?
Okay.
So Becca, you gotta test a little bit and show me what you think. Nathaniel,
Yeah.
you wanna test some?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Good job. Okay. Nathaniel, what do you think? Is it good?
Yeah.
What do you think, Becca? You like it?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right, high five, rookie. High five, Becca. Good job. I hope you guys enjoy this granola. Check out this video.